Day 16, about 140 miles from Tortola. Making about 6 knots under just a staysail. The sea is magnificent. Altered course about 30 degrees west to our final run to our waypoint, if you will, which is about, I don't know, 12 miles west of Anegada, the island off of the north coast of the British Virgin Islands. So we got plenty of easting now, and we can turn a little west and ease the motion. The seas are quartering now. We shouldn't get the hull slap and some of the boarding water that we got last night, as evident by seaweed in our cockpit. Cape Horn continues to do yeoman service. Day in and day out, just years away. It's about 08:15. We're going to be listening to the weather report in a few minutes. Don't expect to hear anything unusual. We made about 105 miles in the last 24 hours just under a reef staysail. It's kind of lumbering along. We don't want to get to our waypoint, too late in the afternoon or in the middle of the night if we can avoid it. We're trying to time it so we can have minimal time there and then go in first thing in the morning on Christmas Day. It's about 25 miles from there to Joost Van Dyke, which is our planned anchorage. It's not preferred anchorage, but it's close. We're ready for rest. It's kind of a party beach. There may be a lot of boats there, but that'll be okay. We keep thinking about going into Soper's Hull. It's a little bit further. Each of them have their own challenges. We have to go where there's customs where we can clear. crewmate? How easy this is to see, but that's the Regal Princess behind us. We just finished talking to them. They came up quickly. You're looking astern out of the far reach. We're about, I don't know, 10 miles from our waypoint. And the bottom is starting to shoal a little bit here. Well, still probably 12,000 feet deep. It's come up from 25,000 feet. You can already tell the difference in the wave pattern here. But they were moving fast. It's Christmas Eve. About, what time is it? 11:15, almost Christmas morning. Landfall. Land ho. At Tortola, directly ahead, it's hard to see. It's kind of obscured in the clouds and the haze. Just make it out. Over there, that's Joost Van Dyke. That's our destination. We'll sail down past it and then come back up into Great Harbor. At least that's the plan. We're on the Virgin Island bank now. It's about 250 feet deep. Yesterday we crossed over the Puerto Rican Trench. It's 25,000 feet deep, so it shoaled up just this morning as we crossed over, and the waves got steeper and closer together, but nothing serious.
Coming into the BVI. Lots of boats. Very pretty. Turning off the camera. Got to sail now.
Tricia and I anchored the far reach in Great Harbor under sail. She'll tell you it was one of the highlights of the voyage. I also thought it was pretty cool. I rowed ashore in a hard dinghy Sweet Pea and cleared us into the BVI at the customs office. Tricia and I wasted no time in becoming regulars at Alibaba's and worked hard to put back on the weight we had lost on the voyage.
December 30th. Here we are at Joost Van Dyke. There's the giant cruiser that came in last night. There's the Barbara, our friends on the 63-foot aluminum trawler. Last I counted, we had about 40 boats here. Boats everywhere you look, surrounded by boats. Look at that. We're sailing here. And back to the cruiser.
So many boats arrived at Great Harbor by the end of the year, there was no sailing out. So we stayed for a party I can only describe as insane. On 2 January, we sailed out of Great Harbor and spent about a week sailing around the BVI. We had a blast.
Sailing up the Drake Channel. There we go. Say hello, John.
Hello, John.
By now, the far reach, Tricia and I had become a fine-tuned machine. We sailed the Engineless far reach in and out of some pretty tough spots. In early January 2016, we sailed west through the Narrows, then along the south coast of St. Thomas, where we anchored under sail in Elephant Bay in a nasty squall. Tricia's and my epic voyage from North Carolina to the Virgin Islands had finally come to an end. From St. Thomas, Tricia caught her flight back to the mainland. The far reach suddenly got very quiet. I missed my shipmate. But soon, I was joined by my family, where we spent a great season together, sailing, hiking, swimming, and exploring the U.S. and the British Virgin Islands. We made memories that will last a lifetime. Join me for Season 2 of Far Reach Voyages, when I make my first long, single-handed voyage 1,400 miles from St. Martin back to North Carolina. there's a lot of great sailing to come. I finally get to run downwind in the trades and experience days of amazing sailing. But I also have an anxious encounter with Tropical Storm Bonnie as I approach the Gulf Stream and the legendary Cape Lookout. If you enjoyed this episode of Far Reach Voyages, let us know in the comments. Also, consider liking and subscribing, as it tells us you would like to see more videos and it helps the channel grow. See you next episode.